Have you ever stopped to think about what protects our digital world, our data, our connections, from literally going up in smoke? Well, today, we're pulling back the curtain on the invisible guardian that stands between a tiny spark and a total catastrophe, the FM200 fire suppression system.
So, here's how we're going to break this all down. We'll start with the nightmare scenario, the problem we're trying to solve. Then we'll introduce this amazing clean agent solution. After that, we'll get into the actual science of how it works, check out the parts that make up the system, and wrap up with why keeping this guardian ready is so important.
All right, let's set the scene. Imagine a fire breaking out in a room that's the nerve center of a business. We're talking a data center, a server room, a place packed with incredibly expensive and sensitive tech.
I mean, really think about that for a second. What's your first instinct? Probably sprinklers, right? Grab a fire extinguisher? Well, in a room like this, where the most valuable stuff is the information itself, that instinct could be completely, devastatingly wrong.
And this slide just lays out the dilemma perfectly. On one hand, you've got water. Sure, it puts out the fire, but for electronics, it's an absolute death sentence. You basically trade one disaster for another. You save the room, but you lose the company. So, clearly, we needed a much, much better way to handle this.
So how do you fight a fire without destroying everything you're trying to save? Well, this is where the hero of our story comes in, FM200. This isn't your average fire extinguisher stuff. It's a special kind of suppressant designed from the ground up for exactly these kinds of high-tech, high-stakes places. See, FM200 is what's called a clean agent. And the definition here is just fantastic. Look at these words. Electrically non-conductive, so it won't fry all the circuits. But this is the magic part. It does not leave a residue. That means once it does its job, it just finishes. Poof! No sticky foam, no water damage, absolutely zero cleanup. It's like the fire was never even there.
And because of that, it is absolutely perfect for places where delicate tech and actual people have to share the same space. We're talking data centers, hospital MRI rooms, museums, you name it. It saves the priceless stuff without putting anyone in danger.
Okay, so how in the world does this invisible gas stop a fire dead in its tracks? Well, the science is really cool, and it's probably not what you're thinking. Most people assume it works by sucking all the oxygen out of the room, but that's not it at all.
Instead, FM200 uses this incredible 1-2 punch that attacks the fire at a molecular level. First, and this is its main job, it absorbs heat. It just pulls the thermal energy right out of the flames, cooling everything down so fast that the fire can't survive. At the exact same time, it gets in there and breaks the chemical chain reaction of the fire itself. It's like shutting down the engine that keeps the fire going. And this right here, this is the most important part. Because it doesn't get rid of the oxygen, the air in the room stays perfectly breathable. This is a huge deal. It means if anyone is in the room when the system goes off, they have a safe window of time to just walk out. It saves assets, yes, but it saves lives too.
Now, a full FM200 system is way more than just a bottle of gas. It's a smart, fully automated defense network where every piece has a critical job to do. Let's take a quick look at the parts.
So of course you've got the pressurized cylinders where the FM200 agent is stored. Then you have super sensitive smoke and heat detectors. They're the system's eyes and ears, always on the lookout. They report back to the central control panel, which is the brain of the whole operation. And when that brain gives the signal, the agent is released through a whole network of specially designed nozzles. The whole strategy is called total flooding, and it's exactly what it sounds like. The system is designed to fill the entire volume of the room with the gas in seconds, reaching a very specific concentration. This way, the fire has absolutely nowhere to run and nowhere to hide.
So, having this amazing system is one thing, but it's a silent guardian. It has to be ready to spring into action at any second, maybe years after it was installed. And to make sure that happens, you need a really strict schedule of maintenance and testing.
And what's really interesting here is that this isn't just a friendly suggestion. These are rules, standards set by groups like the National Fire Protection Association. You're checking the cylinder pressure twice a year. You're doing a full systems inspection annually. And you're doing something called a room integrity test every year to make sure the room is still sealed tight enough to hold the gas in. This isn't optional. It's what makes the system trustworthy. And why is all this so critical? Speed. It's all about speed. When a fire starts, you don't have minutes, you have seconds. And this system is built for that. How fast? 10 seconds. That's it. In most cases, that's the maximum time from the moment a fire is detected to the moment the room is completely flooded. The fire is being put out before it even has a chance to grow. So at the end of the day, all these checks, all this maintenance, it's about one thing: peace of mind. It's about knowing, without a doubt, that your invisible guardian is awake, alert, and ready to do its job when everything is on the line.
And that kind of brings us to the final thought for today. We depend on our data, our technology, every single day, and we almost never think about the invisible systems standing watch over it all. So it makes you wonder, doesn't it? Is the critical infrastructure that you rely on truly protected?